Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza, where today we are playing Plague Inc. Infect the World. This game was sort of inspired to me to play by Kalo Shade, a very long-time friend of the show, who mentioned that his girlfriend was playing this on a mobile platform. I think they were different games, but basically have the same concept. This is an early access on Steam. Links are in the video description. And some features are missing, but the main game does exist. The general idea is that you are in charge of a bacteria, or in this case, a virus. I've got a virus here that will infect and destroy the entire planet. So I've been playing the crap out of it. As you can see here, I've played 11 times, and I'm too much of a wuss to change the name, but anyway. So we have to decide first where we're going to start trying to infect the world. And you have to think about everything from the temperature to the method of transition, especially since the planet is unfortunately divided into islands. It's very hard to get your virus to spread everywhere. So I'm going to start in Greenland, and the reason is because Greenland is the most remote. And if I can get it out of Greenland, I think I'll be alright. Actually, no. You know what? I've never tried to start one in Iceland. And ships usually travel from Iceland to Greenland, I think. So we're going to start here. So, patient 0 has been infected. Awesome. And we are... Yes, okay. Because I'm using a virus rather than a bacteria... it can, our little virus tends to mutate, and it's hard to control. I've sort of figured out the secret to winning the game, which unfortunately means destroying all of humanity. But basically, the main way you do it is you have to infect the world before any symptoms start showing up. Because as soon as a symptom shows up, people start to try to fix it, to try to cure it, and then you're done, because the cure will eventually get to everybody. So right now, we'll zoom in here. Can I? Yes, I can move the camera. We don't have too many people infected. We only have 7 people infected in Iceland. There are speed controls, but I'm going to leave it at normal time. Well, normal speed for a majority of this, because like I said, it's hard to control it. It took me 10 attempts just to figure out how to win on the bacteria, which is, again, like I said, the easiest one here. I'm still trying to figure out the ins and the outs. So those little orange things that pop up are DNA points, and we can spend the DNA points to alter our pyrovirus here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the water power for 9 DNA points. So now our virus will spread easier over water. And I'm hoping and praying that the virus is going to get on a ship, which will then go and infect Greenland. Because Greenland is the one that always just... Greenland always gets me. I was super close. The closest I was with having the virus type. I was able to infect and kill the entire planet except Greenland. So it was a loss. The game's harsh in that respect. It's like you win or lose. There is no, you did a pretty good job. It's either you kill everybody or you lose. So Pyrovirus 12 has now mutated on its own and developed the nausea symptom without my order. So I'm going to de-evolve to get rid of that. And now the virus doesn't do that anymore. And again, I'm doing that because the earlier we show symptoms, the quicker it is to catch, and the quicker it is to develop a cure, and then you lose. So we're just having to deal. All right, now I have 13 DNA points. I'm going to buy the ability at a cost of 7 DNA points to resist the cold, since we're up here in Iceland. And I'm trying to affect Greenland. We are in very cold temperatures, and the disease is not going to survive very long. So this game is enough of a simulation, especially on just the way diseases spread and the way things are transmitted, that the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, has actually contacted the developers of the game to get information to help them run simulations and all of that, which is really cool. And even though the game's subject matter is technically dark, it's still one hell of a puzzle and strategy game that's, you know, pretty damn exciting. Ooh, did you see that red boat? There was a red boat that went over here, and we have now infected the UK. Excellent. Sorry about that, Kalo. It looks like I'm getting you sick right now. So infecting a new country gets a bunch more DNA points. We're up to 18, but as the virus, I keep some in reserve because the last thing I want to do is develop a symptom that I cannot undo. So I'm just chilling out right here, and I've noticed the longer, I should say the slower you go at the beginning, the more controlled you are at the beginning, the better you're going to do in this game. So let's see, 21 points. I'm going to go ahead and buy the Water 2. Oh, for 16 DNA points? No, I'm not. We're just going to sit tight for a minute. And you naturally gain some points over time as people get infected and even as they die. If you can kill off about half the world before the cure is even started, you tend to wind up having some very good success. No. It mutated and now people can't sleep, and we're going to de-evolve that. So when I've had the virus type like this, I've noticed that when the evolution starts happening rapidly, your virus quickly gains lethality. And since your goal is to kill the world, that's what you want to have. You can have all the other symptoms in the world, insomnia and puking and everything. There's some really interesting combinations of doom you can give, and I think we just infected, yes, Norway. I almost said Ireland. That's sort of the wrong side of the map. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm an American. I don't know the planet. Maybe I should mute that or censor that. I don't like being stupid. Okay, airplanes use new sterilization feature. There's some randomization in the game that keeps you on your toes. So because planes now have this stuff on them, I have to cash in some points to increase the transmission rate through the air. We are going to do that. And now we can infect airplanes again, which is great. Not that anyone is flying out yet, but it's something to think about. So we will probably be able to fairly easily infect Russia, Canada, and Northern Europe. But again, it's Greenland and the United States, and really it's South Africa that I'm worried about. The other time I got really close, I started out of Greenland, and we were able to affect about 90% of the country, but I couldn't infiltrate South Africa before the virus got away from me and became too powerful for me to deal with. Because DNA points are not infinite. There are only so many people in the world to infect, and there's only so many people in the world to kill. Yes! There we go. United States is now infected. That is good. Wow, I hope no one uses that out of context. This is one of those games that it's hard to talk about in context. As I'm playing this, the Yakamura is sitting beside me playing the original Saints Row, and earlier when she felt the need, she just turned to me and said, "You know what? I feel like going and murdering a bunch of people and robbing some stores and carjacking." Like, I really hope you're talking about GTA or Saints Row or something. And she was. This time. This time. So we have infected Germany. And, stop mutating. Stop mutating. Just stay a nice little dormant virus. Please. I did mention, or did I mention, this game is on early access, so you can pick it up on Steam for a pretty good price. And there are features to add. There's a tutorial, and there's even co-op mode that are planned that are coming. And when co-op mode comes, I will definitely go out of my way to play the game with Kalo. if nothing else, maybe we can get Kalo on the channel. Kalo has been wanting to do a game with me for the channel, and I would love to do that as well. Germany only has one person infected still. My gosh. Spread more. There might be things that I'm just, like, there might be strategies I'm not aware of. Like, if we add coughing to a symptom, it will actually start infecting more people because people will start coughing on each other. Just things like that. Or, like, you know, insects will increase infectivity, which is great, but I haven't quite figured out the, you know, all the ins and outs of what strategies work best and which ones don't. Which is another reason why I'm interested in co-op. I'm actually kind of half interested in playing with Kalo's girlfriend, because apparently she did very well in the mobile game. I don't know if the mobile game is related to this one, but anyway, she did super well there. So I would like to work with someone who knows what they're doing and try to kill off the planet. Ugh, such a dark subject matter. So yeah, we've down here infected Saudi Arabia. Still only one case though. Germany's up to 15. The longer this goes, like, you want to work slowly. There's a balance involved here. If you work too slowly, especially with the virus is going to wind up mutating so fast you completely lose control of the situation. And again, all that's going to do is it's going to make more people try to research a cure faster. But at the same time, if you go too fast and you're too aggressive with your virus, then you're either going to run out of points to deal with it, or again, you'll trigger a symptom too early and make the world start looking at a cure. The music's pretty evil too. It's like creepy music. Alright, so we've got... Damn it. Stop mutating. Stop mutating. So we've got all of Iceland infected, which is great, but one tiny country of 317,000 people is not going to help our overall plan here. It seems the northern countries... Oh, I know what I can do. Where's the avian one? I can't afford it. I need 14 points for that. If I buy the avian thing, then birds start curing the diseases, and that really helps over land. It's the water and the air that is the most tricky. Oh, there's Spain. That's good. So, man, I don't usually have it go this low. Whoa, where's that plane going? Japan, awesome. Well, we've got a chunk of the world, that's for sure. Or not. I thought we were doing better. Alright, I'm going to speed up the clock here. I have to just stay on top of things a little bit more. One smart design decision, especially for the virus thing, is whenever there's a pop-up, it pauses the game. Not those bubbles, but like when it goes, you know, the virus has mutated and now has this symptom, you can quickly hit the disease thing and de-evolve it. And keep it going. Yes! What was that? Finland is now infected. Russia is still free. Sweden is still free. That's kind of strange. How much did that bird one cost? 14. But again, I want to keep some points in the bank just in case I have to de-evolve a symptom. So I want to have at least like 25-ish before I buy the avian thing and start to see the little red spots increasing here, which is excellent. I'm surprised our virus got... Oh, crap. See? Like that. Nausea. De-evolve. Now it's costing me 7 DNA points to de-evolve. Very hard to control this. But now we've got Cuba. Alright, come on. Let's get this. Let's get them to go south. Maybe I should buy the insect one. Insect transmission is only 11 points. The bird is 14. The costs keep going up because we keep doing things. So the more you either evolve or de-evolve, or devolve. Is it de-evolve? Or is it devolve? Yes, okay. Anyway, the more you evolve or devolve your virus, the more it costs to do either, which is again why viruses are the most difficult to control in this game. And I'm not sure what kind of balance they're going to do in the game. I don't know if the math is already pretty much worked out with the way the viruses spread and everything. As with most games, I haven't really kept up with the development process. I just saw this game on Steam and thought it was amazing. And remembered Kalo and his girlfriend had a lot of fun with it. Alright, got Australia. Did I get Russia? Did not get Russia. I got China, which is excellent too. That's a lot of people. And there is a lot of strategy involved about where you start your disease. Like, if you start your disease in the middle of Africa, for example, you can be sure it's not going to get caught very easily because there isn't all that much medical research and medical care in the middle of Africa. But on the other hand, if you say start your virus in China, you're going to have a lot of people infected early, and they might spread it a little faster. It's costing 8 points to de-evolve, or devolve, but there aren't mutations that rapid. So now that I bought that, I'm going to go ahead, take the risk, and we're going to buy the insect infection. That way we can hopefully spread south into Africa. Ooh, wait, South Africa has been infected. That's good. There goes Egypt. There goes something. What was that? It wasn't Germany. It was probably Italy. There's Canada and the Baltic states. Things are moving a little bit faster here. And hopefully now the South African infection will start going up. There's India and New Zealand. I need to look at maps more often. I forgot New Zealand was actually south of Australia. For some reason I kept thinking it was north. I was mixing New Zealand up with New Guinea. Alright. You can see all the red lines and all the red dots and all the red ships moving around now. We are getting to the point where we definitely have some infections moving along. I'm very excited. This is a very slow burn game. Like, it's at the beginning you're all full of hope and excitement, and then you're super into it, and you're trying to hope that everyone gets infected fairly quickly. And then you get that last push where you start actually triggering symptoms and triggering problems for your human race. Coughing symptom. How much are you costing me now? 9 points to devolve. Ugh. It's getting expensive. Alright. Greenland is still free. That's the one. That's... Greenland, I hate you. You are so hard to infect. That's what I was saying before about the balance. I'm not sure if that's going to stick. It feels way too difficult to infect Greenland. So either I'm missing something, or, I'm missing a strategy of some kind, or just Greenland is going to be a pain in the butt. It would make sense. Oh, there we go. Boom. Greenland's infected. Alright, so now let's consult our world map. You can see I've got most of the countries infected, just the northern part of South America, most of Africa, and southern Asia. Plus, I think Italy seems to be clean. Ironically. Anyway. So we've got most of the countries infected. We're doing alright. Man, the mosquito gambit really paid off. There's a country in northern Africa. Southern Asia, we're doing okay. Man, Just keeping those points back. Just gotta try to hang on until the world gets infected. Ah, yes. Now the red dots are coming better and better. Oh. So far, so good. Check my map again. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Madagascar's tough to infect too, since it's on an island. Since it is an island. The reason it takes so long, I should have mentioned it. Part of the reason why it's so difficult to keep control of the situation is because if your virus is found, the countries are going to start shutting down airports and seaports. So what happens to me a lot if I'm not careful is Greenland or Madagascar or both will shut down their seaports before they get infected. And then I'm screwed, and I cannot possibly win. So at that point, it just becomes a matter of killing as many people as I possibly can, and then worrying about it. So, my god. That mess over in Northeast Europe. Whew. 375 million people infected, not bad. But there are 6.5 billion people in the world for this game. So, we're getting there, but we're not quite there yet. Greenland is a mess. Now, see, the United States is holding pretty tight because even though a chunk of the world is infected, the United States has very good health care, and they have very good, the people there, people here, whatever you want to say, have a lot of drugs at their disposal to combat bugs. So, unfortunately, it is a little tough to infect them. Alright, let's check the world map again. So we've got New Guinea and Central and Northwest Africa. And Madagascar. Madagascar is going to be the tricky one. Rash symptom. Come on. I think I can only do one more devolve and then I'm going to run out of points here. Might have to do something about the United States. There's so few people infected over there. And in Brazil, very few people infected. Brazil's growing, though. You can see the numbers here. Brazil's growing at about... Oh, yeah, they're exponentially growing. About 200 to 300 per tick. But the U.S. is only, infecting about 3 people a tick, and that's not going to get me anywhere. Got pretty much all of Asia and most of Europe under my control. That's Africa. Oh, awesome. It's a chunk of Africa, a flippin' U.S., stupid Madagascar, and New Guinea. Ugh. There is a lot of luck to the game, but it is mostly skill. If you know what you're doing, you can usually... Hey, we've had some dead people. Excellent. 5,000 people have died as a result of our virus, but our virus doesn't show any symptoms. So those people were just ultra super sensitive to basically any kind of disease anywhere. Festival of Love in Libya. Libya celebrates the Festival of Love. Fans praise the replacement for International Kissing Day. Critics question hygiene standards. Basically, that means everyone in Libya is having sex with each other, which is great for our virus because it'll spread. Especially if I had bought the blood transmission, which I did not, unfortunately. So, man. Alright, we've got nausea symptoms. Stop mutating! For the love of God! Okay. Alright, so, again, we're pretty much down to Madagascar and New Guinea. Let's see. Madagascar, New Guinea, West Africa, Morocco, and Angola. Those are the only 5 left. And 2 of those are can only be infected by sea. That is what's going to screw me over. The one thing that the game is not randomized about is how the ships and planes move, and I think that's one thing that is definitely one thing I have not really memorized or looked at. So I'm trying to keep my eyes out here on Madagascar and New Guinea to see what countries send ships down there. But I'm sort of... Like, you don't see the path of the ship if it's clean, so I don't see... I can't see which ships are heading that way. Insomnia. Alright, that's pretty much it. I can definitely not afford another devolve. So, if I am forced to have a symptom, then I'm going to start increasing water transmission. Try to hopefully infect those two nations. We've got about, what, a third of the world infected. All that red. You can see clear distinctions based on, like, economic factors for infection. I mean, I've got Russia, and, well, I've got all of Asia and all of Europe, essentially. Well, not even all of Europe. Like, France is surviving very well. Only 273 infections. Did I ever... I didn't buy the bird, did I? I bought the... Yeah, I bought the mosquito. See, I think I'm screwing something up. I feel like... I feel like the infection rate should be better than what I'm doing. That I'm making some sort of mistake here. But without a tutorial and without, you know, looking up any information, I haven't quite figured it out. So, I will figure it out. I will figure this out. Yes! Alright, there's New Guinea. And insomnia symptom. Can I devolve that? Nope, I need 14 points. Alright, so everyone's going to have insomnia for a bit. Let's see if we can hold off just long enough. In a normal checkup, a doctor in Argentina has found a new disease which has been named Pyrovirus 12. It appears to be mostly harmless, but must be investigated further. Other countries are also reporting this disease. So if I can just... Ukraine is the first to instruct doctors to begin research into a cure. Damn it. That quick. Oh, I guess people don't screw around when it comes to disease. But, I don't know, I suppose, like... I almost feel like it's a little too quick and a little too unfair. Because I feel like you should... You know, if you're just reporting light symptoms, usually people aren't going to just immediately look for a cure. They're going to start saying, you know, maybe it's, let me try that. They're going to start saying, you know, maybe you just overslept, maybe you just whatever, and then they're not going to start looking for an immediate cure. But, again, I don't know if that's a balance issue, if it's just me not knowing what I'm doing, could be a number of things. So I bought Drug Resistance 1, which increases the spread of the disease in wealthy areas. That should help me out over here in the United States. Although the one that's still killing me is Madagascar, because if they don't get infected, I'm done. So I'm hoping that an infected ship will get over there sooner than later. It's also... What is that? What is that symbol? The leaf. I don't remember what the leaf symbol is. I don't have pop-ups yet. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay, I think that's the entire world? Nope, Morocco and Angola still need to be infected. But I got the two that were furthest out, which is excellent. And you can see now that I bought the drug resistance, Canada is getting a bunch of new cases. So we're doing okay. And anemia. Alright, well I can't do anything about that. So now there's a decrease in red blood cells or hemoglobin in the blood and can lead to hypoxia in the organs. Not pleasant. But you can see the world is now working on a cure. We're up to 2%. The UK, Sweden, and Finland are all looking into it. Pyrovirus 12 has been placed on the RMS watch list. Although not very dangerous, governments warned that a more deadly strain could appear. So... I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose this game. So do me a favor, in the comments, if you want to see me infect and kill the world, let me know, and I will play this on the bacteria mode, which is the easiest mode to work with, because when you devolve your virus, you actually get points back rather than having to spend points. So Brazil is leading the cure, and you have to break these little beakers to help you, but it doesn't matter. Pretty much once this starts, you're done. Brazil is the first country to shut down an airport. I'm pretty screwed. I'm pretty much done. So let's see. All I can do here. I want to get the transmission still going, because the transmission threat level increased because of Pyrovirus 12. Because of rapid instability. So it goes. Pyrovirus 12 Awareness Day. This is another one of those random events. So now that there is an Awareness Day, more people are here to fund researches into cures. And like I said, unfortunately, this is going to mean the death of my super virus, unfortunately, which is now causing people nausea, which is great. So yeah, there are different powers you can buy with your virus, ones that resist, like ones that it's harder to look for a cure, and so on. We will try to buy those, but I don't think it's going to matter. Oh, okay, like here. Genetic hardening. It decreases research speed. So at this point, we're in a race against the world as they look for a cure. You can see all the red little dots. We have done pretty well overall, I would say, trying to infect the world, but we're still only barely past the halfway point. I have a feeling in real life it would be very, very hard to kill the world. I mean, you had the Black Plague in Europe, and it almost did it, in the grand scheme of things. And though a whole bunch of people died, millions and millions of people died during the Black Plague, the world as a whole got along. I don't recall my history very well to know whether the Black Plague managed to make it far east to Russia and China and Japan. I don't think it did, though, did it? Akramir? Yeah. So if it was in Europe, I mean, the Black Plague was awful, but it was never going to just completely obliterate the world. There's just too many people spread too far away, and nowadays with medical research, it's just never going to happen. So, this game may have some dark subject matter, but it's not exactly going to... it's not exactly something that's just around the corner, I would figure. We may have 4.2 billion people infected, but we will not be able to pull off a win here. But I always see it out. That's one interesting thing with this game, like, I can't help but always see how it turns out, no matter how badly or well that I do. But you can see here, France is barely infected, Spain's barely infected. The United States is definitely barely infected with about 1.5% people infected. Norway's freaking the shit out because of the virus, but, it's not going to matter. So, right now we're just basically, we're going to go ahead and speed all the way up. Because there's nothing more I can do here. So I am definitely screwed. There are multiple difficulty levels for the game, by the way. And those difficulty levels affect... Applesoft announces a new eye cure device to help Pyrovirus 12. Help cure Pyrovirus 12. Anyway. So, alright, Pyrovirus 12 is mutated to and developed the seizure symptom. Excellent. And the first death from the virus has been confirmed in the UK. Well, that's something. Oh, look at the death toll. Look how fast the death toll is rising now that we have seizures going. That's good. Did I ever get... Okay, I've got the whole world infected. I've got 67% of the world infected. But, like I said, it's not going to be enough. It took too long to get the virus going. So I can make it more aggressive. So we are going to add inflammation. So that can be lethal. See, that's the death blow random event. Pyrovirus 12 genome fully sequenced. Pyrovirus 12 has had its genome fully sequenced by scientists. RMS researchers say that this breakthrough will help cure efforts. I was saying there were different difficulty levels which affect all the different random number generators, so to speak. Like with casual mode, nobody ever washes their hands. The doctors never show up for work, it says, which is untrue. I mean, the research still happens, and you can still be screwed if you're not careful. But it's super easy to spread the disease and everything. And then, whereas like with super hardcore mode, basically everybody always washes their hands, practices safe sex, and takes care of the dead and all that, and whatever. Genetic reshuffle can slow cure. Yes, I'm aware of that, but I do not have the DNA points to do it. So we are going down in a hurry. You can see practically the entire world has shut down its airports and seaports now. That's what all the little X's through the symbols mean. And bring that up in the world. 49 countries have closed their land borders. 25 countries have closed their ports. All countries have closed their airports that have them. And I think that's another thing with the balance. Like, every country in the world has at least one airport. And it seems kind of silly to me that that's not entirely rendered. I would figure that you would want every country to have an airport and a seaport, but maybe decrease the chance that, decrease the chance that it gets infected. I don't know. I feel like there's a balancing issue somewhere. It just seems a little too difficult. And there are bonuses you can attach to your virus to help it out. But there's you can see, yeah, the cure's done. Look at those numbers falling. And we fail. We fail, ... Wow, that slowed down in a hurry. There we go, we're done. So, I managed to kill off 74 million people, which is pretty crap in this game. Pyrovirus 12 is done. And the cool thing is you have these automatic share buttons. Although it lasted a while, most of my viruses don't last 1938 days, so I'm, again, wondering where I screwed up exactly and how to play exactly. I kind of don't know what I'm doing. Oh, what I was saying was there are, I'll even jump over to it. I'll show you what I mean here. So you can modify the genetic code by putting these little doohickeys in there, and they're unlocked by playing the game, but again, they're so hard to unlock in the first place, it feels like there's no point. Like, if the only way to unlock something is to do the impossible anyway, then unlocking it to make it easier is redundant and pointless. I would figure that these could be unlocked on easier modes to encourage you to, I don't know, to make it easier in the future. But maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's like for bacteria, since I've sort of mastered how to do that, I can play bacteria on a harder difficulty level and then unlock some of those and help me out for the virus. I don't know. Anyway, so those are the things I'm going to be watching for this game because the game super fascinates me. And I'm going to be playing the crap out of it for as long as they continue to support it. So definitely go to Steam Greenlight, vote for the game. Wait, never mind, it is Greenlight. Go to Steam Early Access, pick the game up. It's awesome. It's a great strategy game. Despite its dark subject matter, super fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza.